Oh, holy hell. Happy Monday. What is going on, kids? I am one tired bitch. That's all there is to it.
I think that's the theme to every Monday for you,
Dude,
Donnie.
but last night, freaking Peyton was like, let's go to Cidercade, which is a huge freaking arcade where you walk in, you pay like $13, and you play every old stand-up arcade game like on the freaking planet. Dude,
Nice.
it was off the charts. The only downfall is they only serve cider, hence the name Cidercade. And so I drank a lot of damn cider. But my ass got home at 12:30 in the freaking morning. And then I had to freaking close up the farm. Then freaking get up this morning and let the damn dogs out. So yes, I am a tired, grumpy bitch today. So,
But the pizza there is actually pretty good.
I was impressed. The food was, and actually their ciders were really, really good. I had a Bananas Foster that was off the chart, and then I had their habanero and pear or mango something. I'm not a big cider fan, but they were good. They were really good.
We take our kids there, and they have unlimited soda fountain drinks, and so you just buy them a cup, and they just keep on going and refilling. So they're hopped up on sugar, running around this arcade. I think that's why they close it and make it adults only at 8 p.m.
Nice. But you know, 9 o'clock they kick all the kids out.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but it was a lot of damn fun. So and then I'm excited about one thing. You know, somebody bought an RV and are finally actually going to take the fucking thing on the road and go traveling. So Peyton hits the road on Tuesday.
Nice.
Go time.
Nice.
To actually
we've done a bunch of small trips, like Renaissance fairs out in Austin or out in Houston, and so we've done a bunch of small trips to make sure that we know what we're doing. We don't, but we're trying. And so Tuesday we're actually going to take off for a few weeks at a time, come back. I know I have a standing in-person event once a month at the beginning of every month that I got to keep coming back for, but other than that, completely virtual, completely remote, we're traveling. I'm excited. We're starting it, because if I just keep putting it off, it's just going to keep getting put off, and I'm never going to do it. So I gotta take the step.
Nice.
Now rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, right. Morning, Serena. She's saying hi. Saying hi, Jake.
Oh. You know, I got to tell you, the at his age doing this, with my niece going with him, that type of thing, you know, that's just really cool to see that young they're out there trying to explore, because I didn't have the courage to freaking get too far from damn home a lot growing up. So it's pretty cool to see. So I always thought it'd be fun to be a bartender on a cruise ship. I just thought that would be like the coolest job growing up, but never did it.
No, it's like around my age when you joined the military and then started traveling.
Way younger. I was 18. Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah, I'm afraid to get away from the house. What are you saying? You went to Poland or something all the way over there.
Norway, Ireland, Newfoundland, but yeah, and then I came straight back home, right back to mom.
So we did a cruise, a swing dance cruise. And so
I'm glad you put dance on the end of that.
Yeah, going that whole different direction.
You always have to add the dance. But they had the live band right by the bar. The bartenders loved us. Like by the end of the week, I could just walk up and they'd hand me a glass of water.
That's water.
We would drive audience to it. We even got the captain of the ship to come down and watch us. So it was a lot of fun.
No, that's
fun.
Awesome. Oh, and then you guys were doing all the dancing. Got it. I'm like, who drinks water on a cruise?
I don't dance very well when I start drinking.
And then starting this week, we've got a new panelist to join with us, Ashley Beck Cuellar, ABC. Her first time.
ABC.
What's up, ABC? We saw your post this morning. You've already getting some traction going for us.
Yeah, buddy. You know. Well, I was gonna say it is like the goal of Peyton's generation to live in a van down by the river. So doing the thing, and it's my goal too. I want a van. I want to live down by the river. But I mean, it's to us it seems a little weird, maybe. But their generation is like, nope. I'm gonna buy a van. Get out of here.
I'm leaving. I'm getting out.
You should create an Instagram thing too while you do it. You know, you like, this is the day in the life of, and like do a whole thing.
100% agree. Right.
All right. I know Donnie's been telling me I should have been recording from the moment I bought the first RV. For those who don't know, this is RV number 3 since I've started this. So yeah. First one was a rat box that I tried to fix up, and it was a '78. It was a trans van. It was a van. Somebody cut the van part off and put an RV on the back of it. And
Did you say a trans van?
that is what it
I
is.
was like, wait a minute, is that like an industry term, or am I just?
No, it said it on the side of it. It said trans van, huge. And so I'll find a picture of it and I'll post it up. But yeah, that one, we worked on the engine forever, and eventually the engine just shit out on us one Christmas in the middle of a drive from Houston up to Dallas, coming back from Christmas. It just gave up. And then I bought a camper, which was 23 foot long and not enough space for 2 people and 2 dogs. And so lived in that for a little bit. And
Let's be
now we're
honest,
in
he bought that as a surprise for Genevieve. Didn't take her with him to go look at it or anything else. And basically he bought a big closet on wheels.
Yes. It was Genevieve's birthday. We had looked online, and I was like, this will be a great surprise present because I've got enough for the down payment. Like, everything looks good right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I bought it, and we lived out of it. And she was like, it's too small. I don't like it. I was like, fuck, I've made a huge, massive mistake. All right, well, time to figure something else out, I guess. And so now I've got a nice lawn ornament that'll sit on my father-in-law's lawn for a little bit while I figure out what to do with that one.
Yeah, so he
And
owns 2 campers and making payments on it.
Yeah. So somebody please hire me. Please hire me.
He's gonna hold up a sign. We'll work to make my camper payments.
Woody says I will join as soon as I finish crimping my hair.
Oh,
Woody.
Peyton, did
Come
you
on,
say
Woody.
where you're going first?
We're gonna start small. We're gonna go to New Braunfels from Dallas, so that's only 3 to 4 hour drive down there, and we'll stay out there for a week or 2, and then come back. But I got to keep coming back at the beginning of every month.
Yeah,
So at
I understand.
beginning early February, we'll be coming back, and then
Very cool.
traveling off again, probably Oklahoma, just a local, not too far of trips because I got to keep coming back.
Yeah, cool. Well, you definitely should take Jake's advice there and detail it because people would like to see that. We would follow along.
Let us live seriously, man. We're stuck here in offices and doing things.
We have got a rock star freaking audience this morning. Paul McCarthy, Serena Diamond, Melissa Cohen, Kevin Turner, Woody Fish. Jeez, oh Pete. Freaking ABC shows up and all the players come to play.
People like her or something. I don't know.
I know, right? Oh my God.
There's the Mallons checking us out on freaking YouTube. So good morning. Good morning. So
they're travelers, right? They travel.
Yeah, they're full-time RVers.
Yeah.
So,
I talked to them about that at Fabs. I was like, I'm so jealous. I just want to do that.
That's what I keep telling all these people that have the RVs, like Allison Simmons. She's a full-time RVer too. I'm like, why are you guys not documenting the story? There's so many of us that are jealous that you guys are out doing this. I mean, I have a farm down by the creek, but it's not as cool as a van down by the river.
That's right.
I was thinking all the way through that before I dropped that one. Peyton, roll that damn game footage.
Let's get it. All right. This morning we're playing Would You Rather. And I don't know. I got nothing else. I mean, we know how to play Would You Rather. We've done it before.
So my niece built this one. She said, if it's awesome, I built it. If it sucked, Peyton built it.
That's very true.
Usually
so I scanned through it, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of reading. I don't know if I can do this morning, especially after Cidercade last night. I'm like, well, we'll get through it. Would you rather lose all of your memories up to now, but be able to create new perfect memories, or keep all of your memories but never be able to make new ones? So are you holding on to the past or making new memories into the future?
I'm going to go with making new memories. I love my old memories, but I think living completely in the past for the rest of my life would be not what
miserable.
I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially I'm on the same page because I'm about to start traveling the country.
Yeah.
Let's make new ones.
I've
Go.
got
This is a hard one for me because the adorable kid memories would be gone.
I know.
And they're not.
I don't have that problem
anymore.
Right. Donnie, you made a good point. There are definitely some memories I would like to get rid of.
That's why I'll never run for president.
For sure.
I swear I don't want to know what happened in my 20s. You know,
Even if you don't know, somebody will find out.
Yeah.
I mean, do we get to keep our photos of our kids even if we don't have the memories?
Well, that'd be like Alzheimer's. Like, you know who they are, but you don't know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah. That's creepy. Would you rather, instantly heal others but never heal yourself, or heal yourself instantly but never heal anyone else?
I'll go with
are
the
very
first one. Doesn't mean
philosophical
somebody else
this
can't
morning.
heal me.
Say that one more time.
It's very philosophical this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at in the picture on the left. Why is there a weird leg dangling over there?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
AI.
It's one of those things.
Thank you, AI.
Thank you, AI.
No, I don't know. This one is messed up for me because if you can't heal yourself, you can't heal anybody else. So it's like not a thing. If you're not healed, you can't go be healing other people.
Holy shit,
That's
ABC. This is Monday morning. She went philosophical as shit on us this morning.
Yeah, but if you
I
heal
like-
people, then maybe they'll heal you. So you
I
may
like-
not heal yourself.
Oh, there you go. I like that path.
I don't know. We're thinking way too much now already. Serena, that's so creepy.
1 through 30, right? Yeah, that leg is creepy as hell.
It really
I
is.
agree. And Kevin asks, he says, does the legal records go with the memories? I'm going to go with no. As much as I would like it to sometimes, but nah. All right, what do we got next? Would you rather always have to sing when you talk or always have to dance while you walk?
Sing when you talk. That would just be the
Sing when
biggest
you talk.
icebreaker of all time. Or you would know immediately who your friends are and who just wants to.
I
Oh my
promise
God,
you,
that's
Brilliant.
hysterical.
it's
I
dance while
think
you
I
walk.
would do dance when you walk because it takes so long to
Dance.
sing. And sometimes I just want you to say what you need to say and let's move on.
Yeah, I would
That's fair.
absolutely Saturday Night Fever right on down the road all day long.
I know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm dancing while I walk because if
Right.
I get in a conversation, I'm just going to stand still and just be normal.
But imagine if you're like Freddie Mercury just belting out like the most epic.
That's fair.
Oh,
Literally.
so I
know.
saw this video where if you walked into a coffee shop
Wants to
dancing,
hear me sing.
you'd get a coffee for free. I was like, that's amazing.
Oh, that's great. I love that. I would totally do that. KL, I was thinking the same thing. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Jess and Peyton, they've got great voices. So they're like, well, Jess anyways, like, I'll sing, no problem. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody needs to hear that.
Is strutting dancing, Richard Price? I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, Mick Jagger,
Absolutely.
man. He dances.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a strut.
Would you rather always have perfect weather or never have to sleep again, but still feel well rested?
Oh, perfect
Yeah.
weather. All the way.
Oh,
I mean, I love winter, but I would take perfect weather all the time.
I love
ooh,
sleep.
that one's a tough one for
Do
me.
we turn into vampires if we never have to sleep?
I mean, I
Vampires
certainly-
Okay, that made me lean on that one harder because I really want some sort of magic mythological powers of some sort. Like, I'm still pissed I didn't get my Hogwarts letter.
I mean, for everybody bitching that they want more time in the day, it would give them, like 5 to 8 more hours, however much
Yeah.
they sleep. There you go.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
going-
for.
I'm
I
leaning
can
never
deal with
sleep
bad weather.
again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to never like necessarily like have to always be on the go if you don't sleep again. You can just chill, catch up on your Netflix.
I'm going perfect weather. There's times I just want to go to fuck asleep
Right?
That's fair.
and
I
just
enjoy sleep too much.
It's
So-
never have to sleep again. You
Yeah,
can
so
still sleep.
semantics, exactly. Semantics.
Yeah.
Never having to sleep again. So you don't actually
Do we
require it.
just decide what the perfect weather is?
See, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like,
Oh.
sometimes I want rain, sometimes I want sunny days, sometimes I want it to snow some more.
do we
But,
get
like,
a
not
button? Like you push a button, we change the weather to our perfect weather in a moment.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Now we're getting in. Now we're getting good.
That's like having Dumbledore walking down the street, hit the button, and pulls the lights out of the freaking bulbs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Give me that.
that's pretty sweet. If there was a button, I'm in. Be able to speak every
Animals.
language fluently or talk to
Animals.
animals.
Screw people suck. Let's go with animals.
I don't know.
And
This
Donnie's gonna be Cinderella talking to all the little animals.
Yeah,
I
he
was
is.
going with Dr. Doolittle, but thanks for the Cinderella.
Cinderella better.
Now I got Care Bears and Cinderella. Thanks. I am.
I was thinking the same thing. Wear your damn Care Bear hat and go talk to that fox over there.
Care Bear hat's right up there.
I mean, I would say I'm probably around animals more than I'm around other people that speak different languages. So it would probably make more sense to be able to talk to the animals.
I'm thinking stack them on top of each other and never having to sleep and be able to talk to like any language, speak any language fluently. I'm traveling the country.
Yeah.
Travel in the world, not just the country. The
You'd
world.
be like a land version of Aquaman. Well, that would be.
Yeah. That's Donnie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Landman.
Landman.
Would you rather visit any place in the world for free but only once, or get paid to travel but only to places you've already been?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I want to travel for free,
Free.
Yeah,
Free.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
but only once. That's what's
Yeah,
weird.
but you
Like
can-
eventually I'm gonna run out of spots.
But see,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
getting
then
paid
you-
to travel, then that gives you the resources to be able to go and travel anywhere else that you'd want to go.
Oh, good. Bernie's really good at reading through these and finding ways to get what he wants out of it.
Only to places you've already been.
All the
But
places
you're only
I've already
paid
been.
paid for only
I would
those.
probably go with the free because the places I've been, I like
Okay.
adventure.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go back to Ireland and some other countries, but yeah, free travel everywhere.
I know, but also we could, if we want to take this down Bernie's path, we could say like this city, and then I'm going to go to this city, and then I'm going to go to this city. So you've been in Ireland for like 5 months, but you just keep going to different cities. So
Yeah, but Ireland's not that big of a freaking island.
Well, I know, but I'm just using that example 'cause-
I mean, that's like saying, let's go visit Rhode Island. I mean,
I'm gonna go visit some more places and then we'll go on the paid travel.
right.
There we go. right.
Anytime Pam's
What do we
talking
got
to me with her
next?
middle finger. Oh, Woody.
Would you rather have a photographic memory but never be able to forget anything, or have a memory that erases itself after a year but with no control over what's forgotten? So it
the
kind of
photograph.
relates back to the first one.
Photographic memory.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then if you have like all the bad stuff, then you're always going to remember every like fine
Yeah, it's stuck
detail
with
and
you.
like that.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
But like I would have been a lawyer by now because I would have been able to pass the bar exam no problem. I wouldn't have to study.
Oh,
Right? That's
your
true.
suits? Is that what you are?
Yeah, I would have been that guy with the good hair and everything, man.
Ooh, that's the problem. Yeah, the photographic memory is the problem there.
Yep.
I got
I
no
think we're all
opinion on this
unanimous.
one.
Yeah,
Give me the photographic memory for sure.
yeah, that's what I'm on the same page. Live without music or without movies and TV.
Oh, movies and TV easily.
Yeah.
I can't live without music. That's ridiculous.
I'm on the same page.
Mm.
My life is a movie, so
Do the
Yeah.
movies and TV shows still have music in them?
You can only watch musicals.
So what you don't
Yes.
know is Bernie smoked a bowl this morning.
This is red letter day. This is the most Bernie has ever talked, and it's on the game show. Like, let's get those numbers up, Bernie.
Peyton, I told you I love Would You Rather. I told you.
Yeah.
I know.
ABC
So good.
shows up and Bernie starts talking. I don't know what that's all about.
Okay, one more. Would you rather be able to teleport anywhere instantly, but only once per day, or be able to fly, but only at walking speed?
That's so bizarre.
Can I take anybody with me when I teleport?
No.
Then I'll fly.
You asked the question. I'm just going to give you a hard rule.
Then
No.
then I'll fly.
If you teleport once a day, can you teleport back to where you were, or do you have to stay?
I think it's a there and back, right? It's got to be a there and back.
Right. It's got to be a round trip.
I'm
Sure,
still focused
we'll go
on this
there.
bottom image.
Everybody's fine.
Yeah, that guy in the middle is jumping really high.
Yeah.
Above a city line.
Right.
Is that guy well endowed or what is the matter with him?
I don't know.
And the other one's got a foot coming out of her ass. The gal on the right.
No, we don't got to look anymore. We don't have to look anymore. AI images are weird, Donnie. Damn it.
Oh, I did.
This
one
is
the
why
other
we
day.
can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things, Donnie. It's all because of you.
I did an AI image the other day that had a camping setup, and the fire was built in the tent.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That's nice.
All right,
Perfect.
Oh, goodness. Roll that footage, P.
let's go. This is Jacob Stone, hiring consultant with Sharp Echo. Jacob specializes in direct hire, specifically for IT, legal, and financial positions. His goal is to build long-lasting relationships by providing world-class service and never ghosting. Whether it be job hunting, career coaching, interview prep, or resume workup, Jacob will provide a top-tier experience. And today, he gets the hot seat with the Success Champions team.
All right, Jacob, this is going to be fun. First, I want to know how the hell you came up with your company name, but introduce yourself and then tell us how the hell we can help you today, bud.
Yeah. So I have a background in quite a different things. So during my 20s, I bounced around working with startups, doing tech sales. I worked for a trading company that sold silk floral and everything Christmas. And then I somehow landed into the staffing and recruiting world for a fairly sizable agency. And what I found out was that I was really good at connecting with people based on what their skill set was, what they wanted to be doing, how they can better themselves, and maybe what they were currently doing, but couldn't figure out what that next jump was. And yeah, so I just kind of ran with it, learned the business in and out, and then decided to work more within smaller organizations, just because with bigger, staffing and recruiting, you kind of get lost in the wash of metrics and things like that. And so I really wanted to focus more on bridging that gap between hiring teams and candidates, because often right now, and people that are looking for jobs and also hiring for candidates can attest that there is a huge disconnect between what a hiring manager wants and what a candidate wants, and how they can mesh. So then I focused on, my background is just in IT. I have since forever wanted to be a lawyer. So I even applied to law school and all that. Then COVID hit. And so I guess my way of still living vicariously and touching it is to work within the law and work with lawyers. And then financial, I just, I've placed those before and worked with a bunch of financial consultants. So also fell into that. So those are kind of how I wound up doing those industries and those roles.
That's awesome. How'd you come up with a company name?
So that's a good question. So Sharp Echo is actually an outsourced application development company. Actually, one of my colleagues came up with it. I have another one that I work with on more on the resume and candidate side called WorkTap, and that's the TAP is the talent acquisition partners. So Work Talent Acquisition Partners kind of made it that way. But yeah, that's
nice. Nice. All right, my friend. What's the biggest thing we can help you with today?
So biggest thing, and I think being within small business and trying to scale and also pay your bills at the same time is always like the biggest challenge when you first start out. So really, how do I build consistent, relevant client pipelines? And I don't just mean like trying to figure out ways to do like these one-offs and like, oh, I got like a quick pop here, but something that is going to help feed you and grow and scale, over the long run. You always hear about these companies, regardless of industry, that, I've been doing business for 18 years with this person and we've done really well. We actually helped each other grow. How do you get to that point without doing the smile and dialing and trying to make it so transactional? That's probably my biggest.
Okay, well, so I'll answer this one really, really quick. You don't get to it quickly. It is the 18 years. Yeah. We'll dive into it a lot more, but the real answer is there is no quick hit win solution. It is going to be built over time because it takes a long time to craft those type of relationships, and I can't tell you how many people I've run across to that were like, man, been working with this company when they were, just starting up and had 2 employees, and now they're a multi-million-dollar company, right? That stuff takes time. And you got to remember, they started with them when they had 2 employees. Like they were broke as hell and nobody was betting on them but them, type of thing. So, right. So, well, let's kick it out to you guys. And Ashley, I know this is right in your damn wheelhouse. But, how do you build that pipeline with consistent business flow over time? It's a great question.
Well, so it's kind of weird because I don't know the staffing business very well. And so as like all of the inner workings of how you get in with a company, I don't really understand all of that. However, I mean, building relationships, you already know this, building relationships with people, regardless of whether you see that person necessarily being your ICP, the number of times that I have had conversations with people that then there's this huge aha later and they're like, oh my God, Ashley is the perfect fit for that because you had a conversation and built a relationship with that person. And I think some of those relationships, like you're talking about, the ones where, you know, you start small and then you become their 18-year person. It's from that trust, from that initial relationship and that trust you built and showed them that you were going to take on what you needed to take on and take it the long distance for them. And then they hold on to you. But that's keeping longevity though. That's not building pipeline. So as far as the building pipeline, do you keep track of your touches by any chance? I know that is like,
yeah.
Weird. But I mean, sales is a numbers game essentially. And you know, backing into it, like how many people do I need to talk to in this amount of time to get X result?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I keep track of that. It's one of the things that, and again, I am not a hunting sales person. Like it's not what I'm passionate about. Yeah. It's like I view it as like a necessary evil. And I know I need to change that mindset. I know
I kind of want to get a massive definition of what a hunter is.
Right. See, I mean, so I'm not a hunter either. And by that, I think we define hunter, tell me if I'm wrong, Jake, but is somebody who just repeatedly is going out to find the business, but then they are not necessarily nurturing the business. They're just closing. They're closing.
So yeah. Well, so I always think of like, the hunter is one I'm looking for new avatars. I'm looking for a new buyer. I'm taking, I'm finding that.
See, this is where I'm going to challenge this thought process because I think when people say hunter, they think closer. They think the freaking over the top, aggressive, beat the shit out of them, no holds barred, win the deal.
That's kind of where I am. Just to be, that's the term I'm using is more of like that guy,
Yeah, and that's not what people want. Relationships built. That's the kind of salesperson that I am. I would rather build a relationship with you and help you grow so that it's a long-term solution than close quick deals fast. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing. So you just need to be looking for those places. I mean, building relationships with people who are adjacent to where you're going, which is all that Donnie teaches too. I mean, you're not necessarily constantly looking for your ICP, but for people that you can get to know, that you can build a relationship with, that you can serve in some way, who can help you eventually, your name comes up. You're the one that they think of. You're the guy in the back pocket. That's what everybody is looking for.
So let me pivot really quick because on that is then more so because I understand the relationship part, and that's what SCN has been absolutely phenomenal for me for the past few months since I've joined. It has been like, and I've talked to so many different people, helped so many people. People have helped me, just not even on the sales side, but just in general. But what tools, I guess, is more what I'm trying to figure out is what tools, processes have worked or should be working for someone that's in like an infancy stage like me, 1.5 years, 2 years out, that needs to really start scaling up to start filling that pipeline consistently. So
I think the one struggle that most people have is one of the words I hate, and it's called patience. Right? Because what happens is, especially early on, is we're all desperate as fuck. We're trying to win right now because we have bills to pay. We have, things we have to take care of. And building your own company is not a quick win, process ever. And so even in my darkest hours early on, first year in business, when I almost lost everything, all I could think of is, my God, how the hell can I get $1 in here? Right? How can I bring in revenue? And so it's really, really hard to go, man, look where I'm going to be in 10 years from now. Right? It's almost impossible to look back when you're in a moment of desperation.
Right.
So what you have to start thinking about is better question. What is your current business development strategy? Like, what are you currently deploying?
Right now it's a lot of LinkedIn messaging, just networking this way. Who do you know? How, like, referral wise, let me tell you what I'm doing. Let me tell you, like, you tell me what you're doing, and we kind of network that way. I've been doing some cold outreach on calls and text messages. That is about as useless as can be.
So before you say it's useless, how much have you actually done?
I mean, I probably average, like, no joke, I probably average maybe anywhere between 20 to 50 calls a day.
Okay. Do you know that for a fact? Like, it's documented and you can actually see the
Yeah.
dials?
Yeah, no, I have it like I have it in my system. I mean, I have like a task list, and because I have these campaigns that I do through like Apollo and all that. So I keep track of all that. The problem is that no one answers their phone anymore. So then you move the text messages, and then you get hit with the spam. You know, oh, this guy's, how'd you get my number? It's like,
Okay.
oh,
So I would suggest one thing, and I know that it's uncomfortable, but it works like 75% of the time.
that's good. What?
Video DMs, video texts.
Yes.
Send a video text message. I mean, GMs of car dealerships are not nice people, nor are they very available. And I could get them almost every time. If I send a video DM and I'm like, hey, it's Ashley, you need to sign your contract and we got to negotiate price before we do that, right back to me when I can't get them any other way. So whether you're doing it in LinkedIn or whether you're doing it via text message, video DMs or voice memos even, but I mean, video DMs are even better because they get to see your face, and that's part of building that trust, seeing your face. So
I've been using that on LinkedIn. I've been using that voice messaging feature, which is money. I don't know if that's a new thing. I just kind of figured it out, but
it's really bad for me because it only has a 1 minute time limit, and I can never finish in 1 minute. So I always have to spend more than one.
Well, if you switch to Loom, it gives you 3 minutes.
Oh. There you go. Well, so Jacob, the other thing I would say is you got to start like really putting out there who and what you are and who and what you're looking for on LinkedIn in specific terms, because even though I don't talk a ton about sales, if you asked a lot of people in my community, if you needed to send somebody to somebody else to talk about sales, who would you send them to? And they'd be like, oh, Ashley, probably. You know, I mean, you need to have your name be that way. And it's because I've talked about it on LinkedIn repeatedly over and over and over and over. And so then your name is first and what you do is first. And the personal things, right? Like we've talked about this a million times. If people know that Donnie has goats and they go to talk to him about his goats and then they find out he does networking, they are sold, right? I mean, they're like bought into that. So whatever thing that you can, but you still have to target people on LinkedIn a little bit too. You know, like you said, you can't just, I mean, you have to post and be specific about what you're looking for, but also looking for the people. And like I said, the adjacent people, that's the part that I think most people forget, is they go so hard looking for their ICP that they forget that the people who are talking to their ICP also are good people to be talking to, because then they're going to get you in. Because I've never closed a big deal without a white knight, I don't think. I mean, I could probably think back, but the really big ones, I've usually had another person that brought me in or that gave me the reference to that person. So.
Yep. Now, Jacob, curious if you had a salesperson working for you right now and you hired them, you were going to pay them $100,000 a year. Okay. If they did the activities that you're currently doing to produce clients, would they still have a job?
Damn, Donnie coming in.
That's a good question, Donnie.
I'm
firing mine.
That's a good question. I mean, depending, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And
so you remember now, if you're paying them 100,000, we'll call it 120,000. You're paying them 10 grand a month. Is the activity that you're doing justify a $10,000 salary a month for them?
The activity,
the results.
The activity and the results are two different things. So and this is kind of where I struggle. Is I'm still kind of stuck in that old school inside sales mentality of how you scale stuff, right? And so if I would expect that if I was paying someone like that they would they would have a new way. They would have a better way, a more up-to-date way.
Okay. So that's the first struggle, is we always assume everybody else has the answers, going to have it figured out. They never do.
Right.
Right. Unless we can tell them. And if we can't tell them, especially in a sales role, they're going to do the same things you're doing and get the same exact results, right? Because there's not a lot different to it. So let's flip the question then is, what would your expectations of that salesperson be to justify a $10,000 a month? We know they have to get clients, but what are the behaviors and actions they would have to take on a regular basis?
I feel what you're saying about being stuck in the inside sales mindset, though. I understand, because I lived there, and it's like you want the 75 dials, 100 dials a day. You want to send this many cold emails a day, and you want to eventually get results from that. And it's just not the same atmosphere anymore.
Right.
Like you said, people do not answer phones.
Right.
And the emails, I mean, honestly, do you follow Samantha McKenna?
I don't.
Okay. She has a company called AM Sales, and she does a theory called Show Me You Know Me with emails, and it's brilliant. And I mean, it's just getting to know somebody. So like, if you find somebody who's a perfect target for you, it's like trolling them long enough to learn enough about them that you can send an email that has a subject line that includes something personal that you wouldn't have just been able to pull out of nowhere to get their attention, because those subject lines, and I hope this finds you well, shit just doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't. The subject lines are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the way she does subject lines, though, is she's like, this problem that I know you have, plus sign, this personal thing I know about you, plus sign, call me Jake. I mean, that's her subject lines. That's how she does it and gets people, because when you see a subject line come across that is something that you know is a struggle for you, something that's personal that other people probably wouldn't have pulled out. And then I don't know that the it's call me Jake thing. I just made that up on the spot, but it does
So I'm going to throw this.
It's all for free. Yeah.
I'm going to throw this tactic out there. Happy hours. I don't know how many happy hours that I have gone to where people talk about, hey, we're hiring now.
Yeah.
To allow you to get into those conversations.
That's a great idea.
I don't know how many times I've gone to one of our happy hours and 3 or 4 people show up that are looking for a job. Mm-hmm. On top of that, if you get highly specific with like an attorney happy hour, that was one of your ICPs that you said, there are happy hours that only attorneys attend, because we crashed one on accident. And then we almost got thrown out because they were playing trivia and we kept on yelling out the answers and we weren't following the rules. But there are associations. So like ISM, that when they bring a convention in, they'll do big happy hours. And so that's supply chain. So you can get really niche on which happy hours you are attending. And on top of that, you can host your own happy hours and start bringing your room together of the people you want to be around. Yeah. That's when the conversations happen of, this is my struggle. I need to fill this position and I'm looking for someone.
Yeah. And Jacob, I'll add this as well. And obviously it's kind of top of mind for me because I'm a hammer and this is a nail, but you also put it within your show notes. You should absolutely be creating your own stages. You should be doing webinars and workshops and roundtables and all of the stuff to fill your pipeline. Because one of the things that you mentioned in here is, aside from providing candidates to organizations, you're also doing candidate interview prep. You're also doing resume workshops. So I would definitely ramp those up, because then not only are you filling up your candidacy pool, right, of all these people who are looking for jobs, but you can also work with the HR people at organizations to help them internally with best practices in their onboarding and their hiring process.
Yeah, that's in my 2025 initiative plan here, is to start rolling. I'm working on some of those kinds of things right now. Mm-hmm. And especially like with, I don't like calling them lunch and learns, because it sounds way too corporate.
Mm-hmm.
But
call it a power hour. I mean,
a power hour. Yeah. Something like that where, but it's just figuring out the content, or, that how to do it.
Well, let me just tell you this. We all live in the worlds that we live in, and we don't realize how expert we are at what we do and how basic you can go for the audience. Mm-hmm. So like, the content is so already there. You already know your jam, and it feels like you got to work really hard on this content. But I promise you, like a half an hour, even webinar, you would have, time would go so fast. You would not have to produce very much content for that.
Sure.
So like, just remember that you're super expert and you're explaining things or talking about things to pretty basic. So you can use really simple topics to be able to go through and get that content out there.
Absolutely. And you got to remember, Jacob, when somebody puts their hand up and registers for your event, whether they show up or not, that is somebody who says, I'm interested in the things that you're talking about. That gives you an immediate opening to reach out to them.
Yeah.
They don't even have to show up to your event, but they have registered for it. Oftentimes, just based on the title for your event, you're in. That's a conversation that can be had. Yep.
Yeah. And going off of when they raise their hand, what are you doing to follow up with these people as well? Because essentially you have two clients whenever you work to place someone. You have the person you're placing, and you also have the client, the business that you're placing out. So if you're placing this person, are you building the relationship and follow up both ways to continue inside of that company?
Yeah. Well, and what else can you, I guess, and I know this is probably, maybe this is basic, but if you want to build relationships with companies, I assume you would prefer to go deep than wide, right? Like stay longer with the company, help them build, help them grow. What other things can you do to be helpful to them other than bring them candidates?
So this is actually one of the things too I'm working on. And like I mentioned during my intro, one of the biggest things right now, and I hear this, if I talk to 30 people a day, candidate wise. And the biggest thing that I hear right now is, first of all, you can't get any hiring manager to ever call you back. And then on the hiring manager side, you always go, I can't find any candidates. They're all this, that, and the other thing. So there's this natural disconnect of hiring managers that can't find anyone and candidates that go, are these jobs even real? Like, where are these coming from? And furthermore, and this is kind of long-winded, that a lot of these hiring managers, and not to sound condescending, they don't really know how to interview. They kind of go off a checklist. They're going off of like, well, and they ask questions like, what's your biggest strength and weakness?
Oh, Vaughn.
Worst question ever. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Also irrelevant. And so what I want to start doing, and other than just, making the placement, is how do I consult with HR, with the actual hiring teams of these are the types of things you want to look for in a candidate. First of all, is this person, does it vibe with your culture? Are they going to fit? Are they going to get along with everybody? Do they bring something to the table that maybe you haven't thought about? Because are they creative enough in that way? Do they have for lack of a better term, they have the testicular fortitude to actually get.
All right, I got a crazy ass idea for you.
Go, Downey, I'm in.
Hook up with Peyton, Bernie, whoever, and do a freaking live and do nothing but talk to these hiring managers.
This is what I was going to say too. Do a Q&A.
Yep. Q&A, freaking, and you're going to get direct discussions. And then your cold reach out then goes to all these hiring managers to say, hey, I have a show where I interview hiring managers to get best practices live thing. Would you come and guest on my show so I can ask you and help other people how to be a better hirer?
You could take that one step further and actually interview the candidate. And so now people are coming to see who you're interviewing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of shows out there right now that are already doing the candidates.
Oh,
there's a ton of those. There's not a lot doing the hiring manager, but it's a great idea. Yeah.
But I was going to say, but you can invite the candidates to listen to the hiring manager.
Yep.
So that you're getting those ideas and hearing what they're saying, because then that eliminates that disconnect, because they have the chance right there to be connected and hear exactly what's coming out of their mouths, and for you to correct them on the spot when they say stupid stuff and like that doesn't make sense.
And then always have the lead magnet afterwards of what you discuss, the questions you use. So that way, when you say your CTA is go to your website or go to your LinkedIn profile and download this lead magnet of all the things we reviewed in this session.
Love that.
Man.
And then a cool way to continue the prospecting side of things is now you reach out to your network and say, hey, I have a show where I interview these hiring managers. I need to be connected to anybody that's a hiring manager that would be a potential guest for the show. And you'll start building a pipeline of people that could be guests. If you get a big enough pipeline, host a panel, right? Bring multiple people on. And as you'll see that's the reason we bring so many people on here to our panel here to be able to ask questions, is because everybody draws a distinct crowd of people to the table. But it's a easy lift to host something like this. But it's also a very simple conversation to get somebody to come on and hang out with you.
Also, listen to the challenges and catch the challenges and see how you can, and like that anybody says on your show, and see how you can fix that challenge for them. Like, see if you know somebody that you can connect them to help them with that challenge if it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to digest. That was good. And that was like, I don't know if you just came up with that, but that's unique. I like that. Yeah, in the spirit.
I mean, it would really be great. I mean, Liam and I used to do the block party thing, and we would have 30 people there every time. And it's 30, and it's sometimes the same people, sometimes different people, but just people there to hear. And that is building a pipeline. Those people are your pipeline.
Yeah.
And so, like Jess said, keeping up with them is important too. So they show up for your live, great. But then how are you following up with those people?
Well, and what I like about that too, with the business that I'm in, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people that are doing it. You're one in a lot, to be honest with you. So finding, who has that edge and who is just transactional is going to be, that's really where your selling point is. And I think this helps with really my mission statement as far as I'm not transactional. I'm here to actually help. This is my passion. This is what I do. So that's.
And I think that goes back to building this whole live environment, this whole network around you, because the louder you go with your relationships with your super fans, the louder they're going to be about you and remember you when a hiring conversation comes up.
Yep. And everybody that shows up to your show, send them a video DM afterwards and thank them for coming. Just because it's a personal touch, they see your face again. And then also you're in their DMs, and then your stuff shows up faster in their timeline too.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing that a lot of people don't freaking think about is being the face of your company. One of the easiest thing in the world is to create your own damn stages.
Yeah.
And get people to come to this. Now, to take it really up a notch, let's say this works and you start getting connected to the people. Cool. Now combine it with a happy hour, but you're going to do it live. You're going to interview the hiring managers live, find a local place, cool venue, bring seats and chairs in.
Yeah.
Now you take your online crowd to in person, and it just kicks it up a notch.
It just takes a lot of balls to do, because then you always have the fear of, well, if no one shows up.
So what would you rather do? would you rather pick up the phone and do 500 dials a day?
I hate that. Gotta hate that.
Exactly. See?
So pick your fucking poison.
I'd rather give me hemlock now, because
And if you plan the whole live webinar and one person shows up, is it worth it?
Yeah. No, I agree.
And remember, if you did take the damn thing in person, you're not going to do it right out the gate. You could try it, see if it works, but you're going to build up an audience over time, and you're going to be really strategic about, I'm going to bring on 3 influential hiring managers, like people would really want to fucking hear them talk, to be part of the panelists, and that'll help bring the right people to the table. So there's a lot of cool, fun things here. So, but go ahead.
So really quick on that note too. The other thing I'm thinking about, which is good, is it allows you to contact the hiring manager without being a jackass.
This is how we teach people to grow their networking group inside of SCN, is use SCN as part of the cold outreach.
Yeah.
Like, instead of reaching out to a referral partner and saying, hey, can we figure out how to be referral partners for everything else? You're like, hey, why don't you come network with me? And we bring them to the group. It's the same thing with this. Right. You're not saying, hey, I want to be your freaking recruiter. I want to interview you on the show. It's a completely different move.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation. Yeah.
Brings the guard down.
Yes, brings the guard. That's why I couldn't think of the term. It does. It brings the guard
down. So, and it's something you can shoot into the DM. You can send it as an email. You can pick up the phone and call. I just think it would be funny if somebody called me and go, hey, first, this isn't a cold call. Right. Just to stop me in my tracks really quick and go, I actually have a show that I'd love for you to come guest on.
Yeah.
Is it okay
and
if
people
I tell
are
you
honored. They want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy ask.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
I love it.
awesome. Well, brother, we hit you with all kinds of shit. We got about 10 minutes. You want to kind of decipher what's going through your head right now, kind of some of your takeaways, or is there anything else we can dive in deeper with?
I got to kind of sit back and ideate on all that because right now it's all ginger ale right here. It's like I got to let it marinate.
Ginger ale.
That was a lot very fast. That was like a
I don't drink mixed drinks. I always drink straight. Is there any good liquor you mix with ginger ale? You know, that sometimes bring clarity. So
Rum.
rum's always the answer.
Well, Jake, just make sure that you remember that you don't have to do all this on your own. You know a ton of people that know a lot of things about all the things we just said. So if you want help with any of them, there are plenty of people you can reach out to help you because it's good. That's a trap I've fallen into is trying to do it all on my own. And
yes.
Then you get overwhelmed and then you give up. So don't do that.
Yeah. Delegating is key. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. And what happens to us along those lines is we're like, okay, cool. I'm going to create a live. And then you start researching and Googling, how do I do this? What are all the parts? And next thing you know, we're 10 miles down a rabbit hole going, the fuck am I doing over here? And we haven't done all the business development stuff, right?
That's so my life.
And that's the value I see with SCN too, is like there's people, you know, that can reach out to. There's Bernie, there's Peyton, there's whomever that this is what they do. They know. So I can say, look, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Ready, go. And then they're there to help. So that for me, not to go down the rabbit hole is easier just because there are resources, but I understand what you're saying.
Oh, that's huge. Tell me what your biggest takeaway from today is.
Biggest takeaway. Believe it or not, it's you're gonna laugh maybe, is break shit.
No, guaranteed. It's what?
Break shit and try new things.
That's perfect.
I would never in a million years would I even consider. Now I got to think about it on doing some kind of a live or a podcast or something like that. It's new, you know, it'd be new for me. So that's.
And Jake, don't let it get in your head that it has to be like a weekly thing. It can be once a month, bro. That's only 12 a year.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Quarterly. Just start.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
start. Yeah. Starting is the big thing.
Mhm.
And don't
That's what I
overthink it. Put it out there in the world so you commit to it.
You know,
Wait, the overthinker said, don't overthink it.
yeah.
Just want everybody to know that.
That's what I did last night. Well, until LinkedIn stopped me, I tried to put a little event out. So
Yeah, how did they even stop you?
being
She can't
stupid.
post virtual events right now. It's really weird.
Why?
I don't know. I can do it in person. Can't, not to sidetrack the conversation.
Oh. Well, awesome. Well, Jacob, this was awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us, my friend. What a cool, fun topic to dance on, too, especially what a cool way to start off a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about upcoming events, guys. What are some of the things y'all have coming? I have a ton of events coming, but Bernie, I'm sure since the start of the year, you've got a couple events coming up.
January's starting a little bit slow, but I do have an event with one of our previous guests, Allison Simmons. That's going to be happening on the 28th of January. My coffee's going off in the background. We haven't named it yet, so I'll announce that next week. But personally, not an open event, but I'm actually going to be producing an event for Harvard School of Business on Friday. I'm really
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really
Look at
stoked.
you.
Nice, dude. Well done. Well done. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I've got a couple of events coming up. The first one is Endless Stream of Referrals. That is coming up on January 15th. It goes right along with one of my bestseller books where I'll teach you 10 steps to how to just create an endless supply of referrals coming in on a regular basis. So that'll be a fun workshop. And then on this Friday, I've got one. Forget cold outreach. Network your way to B2B success.
Yes.
So that's coming up as well. So those will both be fun workshops. Ashley, you want to tell them about your Fridays?
Well, actually, the Fridays are on hiatus right now. So Liam and I used to do Block Party on Fridays. And at the end of the year, we decided to put it on pause because it was previously an audio event. And the dynamic has changed with the live, and we were both feeling a little about where it was headed. So we're gonna review that and maybe come back to the Friday Block Party, but maybe change it up, maybe do something different. So that's on pause for now. I will let everybody know when it's back. But I do have a fireside chat with Melissa Glick coming up on the 21st of January. And we're just going to be talking about sales and how to be a solopreneur or a very small business. And Melissa is a systems person. So
Yeah.
I come with the color commentary. She has all the beautiful systems put in place, and it will surely be lots
Imagine you being the color commentary. No.
I mean, I have some good knowledge too, but really I'm just there, you know.
You know, you should bring Bernie on your show just to be part of it, because, you know, he'll fill all the air gaps with all of his great constant. I mean, you can't shut
I
Bernie
promise.
up.
I'll say 7 things. I promise.
What he means is 7 words.
You said more today than
And then we need tally marks from you, Ashley.
Yes.
He does his 7.
Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, we do this every Monday. Jess, you got any events coming up that we throw out
Yeah,
there?
February 5th at 10:30, we are doing a Big Think series, and we're going to do 50 content ideas in 1 hour. So I'm going to show you a way when you get that content block, can't think of an idea. I'm going to show you a way of how to get over that. So
Nice.
Love that. That's good.
Oh, and when LinkedIn lets her put her stuff up, she'll actually create an event that you can sign up to go to. But yeah, this is awesome. Guys, if you are a member of SCN and you want a chance to come sit in the hot seat, there's a post inside a circle. Come sign up, be part of this. We interview a member every Monday and try and help them out, heckle them, make them cry, whatever we can do to hurt their feel. I mean, give them advice as much as we possibly can. This is a lot of fun. A cool way to start off a Monday, even though some of us are tired as shit today, because I am not as young as I think I am. So,
Gotta make better choices, Donnie. Jeez.
Hey, I just own my idiotness. I don't know that word. Good word. So, but yeah, we're here every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time to kick off your week with Success Champions Live. It's been a lot of fun. ABC, I'd say well done, but you know,
Whatever. Just compliment me, Donnie. Just compliment me. Come on.
you're amazing, girl. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Thanks for all the chatter in the comments. Go have a badass, phenomenal week. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.